105th PGA Championship. We'll get right to questions, beginning with Mike 19, please.
Hello, Roy. You said earlier that patience was super important for you in this tournament. What did patience mean for you today?
It meant a lot. Geez, I need to be patient with the way I'm hitting it off the tee. Yeah, look, it's that sort of golf course. I feel like with the way it's set up, it's sort of easy-ish to shoot 72, but pretty difficult to shoot 67. Yeah, I've what I'm working on the range, I hardly miss a shot on the range, and then it's just trying to get it to go from the range to the golf course that I'm finding difficult. But I stayed really patient today, and I think my patience was rewarded with a couple of good breaks and a couple of birdies coming in.
Dan?
You're only 5 back heading into the weekend. You said obviously you're not feeling like you're swinging at your best. Is it better to be 5 back when you feel like there's still another gear to hit, or is it better to be 5 back when you feel like you're playing well but you're just not getting anything out of the rounds?
I mean, like how terribly I felt over the golf ball over the last 2 days, the fact that I'm only 5 back is, not saying it could be up there with one of my best performances, but it's I got, when I held that putt at the last, I looked at the board, I'm like, I can't believe I'm 5 back. So I guess that's a good thing, because I know if I can get it in play off the tee, that's the key to my success over the weekend. If I can get the ball in play off the tee, I'll have a shot. And
then is there a shot that you can try to go to? Is there, like, I don't know if it's a little cut or something you can just use to try to keep it in front of you?
Yeah, I think at this point I might just tee it high and just bomb it everywhere. I tried to hit that little cut off the tee on 16 and it nearly went OP. So, I hit my last 2 tee shots on 17 and 18 really hard, and they actually were really good tee shots. So, as long as you miss it in the, there's, every hole, one side is sort of trouble and one side is not. So, as long as you're missing it in the right spots off the tees, I may as well just go for it and swing hard at it.
Mike 5.
Rory, how would you describe how the 6th hole is playing right now?
It was actually playing a bit easier today because they'd moved the tee up, and whenever we got there, the wind was sort of straight off the right. So, the wind's pushing your ball away from the trouble. And that sort of little corner of the water that's like probably 300 cover was if you had a good tee shot, you were getting over that today. So today it was probably playing a little easier than yesterday. But it's a tough golf hole. You got to stand up and hit two really good shots, and then once you get on the green, it's green's quite slopey, so you've still got a bit of work to do after that. But yeah, for sure the most difficult hole in the course over the last couple of days.
How would you characterize that whole stretch? Because 6, 7, and 9 are 3 of the toughest holes right now.
Yeah, look, they're holes where you just try to make 4s and move on whatever way you can. So they're big boy holes, and you got to step up and hit some good shots.
One more with Doug here. Or one.
You mentioned yesterday that
what a gentleman, Doug. What a gentleman.
You mentioned yesterday that your whoop score recovery was low. How are you feeling today?
Yeah, better. Not saying that I don't look at my whip after I've slept, and then that tells me how I've slept. Like I felt like I felt better today, and my whip definitely told me that as well. I was back in the green, which was a surprise, but a pleasant surprise. So hopefully that trend continues over the weekend.
From what we had earlier in the week, when you think some passing showers today, and then what's in the forecast for tomorrow with more rain, can you say how the shots will become easier from the fairway, and would they be more difficult out of the high grass?
Yeah. Even the little bit of rain that we had today, the rough definitely got a lot stickier and thicker, and the ball was coming out slower out of the rough those last few holes. But saying that, off the fairway these fairways are so tight, and what happens is your spin rates with the short irons go down, and then your spin rates with the long irons go up. So it makes your short irons go a little further, makes your long irons go a little shorter, and it's just trying to gauge what way the ball's gonna react.
In terms of receptive, greens a little more receptive, would you find yourself?
They're receptive, but they're not spinning back a ton. And even I hit a pretty spinny 8-iron into the last there, and it pitched right on top of the slope, and I was expecting it to spin back down the slope, and it stayed there. So there's still a nice bit of firmness in them.
Great. Thanks, Rory.
Thank you.